how do you explain to the police that your girlfriend, the woman you live with, the woman who was with you and only you last night, is now dead? Stone cold dead. Not only that, but how is it that she no longer has a face?
Well, officer, I know her head looks like a pound of raw hamburger meat, but it's beyond me how it got that way.
I don't think so. Or maybe.
Honestly, sir, the doctors told me she'd make it after the motorcycle accident, but I guess they discharged her too early.
Fat chance. How do you explain the strange events that led up to this without them immediately thinking you're guilty of sin, even if you're not? I honestly have no idea, but I'm going to try here first. Tell me how I do. For the past 2 weeks, we had birds nesting in the wall behind our bed. They chirped and squawked and made such a racket, even at night, that it became nearly impossible to sleep. I started by banging on the wall with my fist. That worked, at first. They'd shut up for a while, and then I'd have to bang on the wall again. But they soon realized that, while loud and scary, the pounding wasn't going to hurt them. So they just kept on making noise. We tried just putting up with it, thinking either they'd move out soon or we'd get used to the ruckus and sleep right through it. But nope. Just when we'd start to drift into REM, a loud burst of caws and squawks and flapping would wake us from our slumber. My eyes were becoming perpetually red, my meetings at work even more contentious than usual. The final straw came when the baby birds hatched. The bothersome racket turned into a non-stop chorus of desperate and demanding peeping. If sleep was difficult before, it was downright impossible now. Had clawing my ears off been a viable option, I may have resorted to it. The next day, I called an exterminator and gave him a rundown of the situation. We scheduled an appointment. A gruff older man showed up a few days later. He climbed up on a ladder on the outside wall and had a look inside the small hole.
Great,
he said.
These are the kind you can still kill.
Well, I guess that makes it easier.
I responded.
Oh yeah, we'll just close off the hole with some aluminum paneling and that'll be that.
So they just slowly die in the wall?
Yup, it'll probably stink like hell for a bit, but it'll pass.
Alright, I guess if that's how it's done.
He went ahead and put a small square of metal across the opening. It was painted brown to match the natural wood of our siding. You could barely see it, unless you knew it was there. The cheeping continued in the wall for about another 3 days. Outside, you'd see the mother bird searching desperately for the opening, trying to bring food to her young. On the 4th day, all the noise had stopped. They had gotten much quieter the day before, obviously growing very weak, but now it was all over for them. They had slowly starved to death inside the wall. Outside, the mother had given up and moved on. It was a pretty awful fate when you thought about it. Just a bunch of tiny, helpless little creatures that never got a chance at life, slowly dying inside that dark space. I tried to keep my mind off of it. That and the fact that there were now a bunch of tiny skeletons forever entombed inside the wall, just behind where we slept. As the exterminator said, the area began to smell awful, the odor of rotting flesh seeping through the drywall into our bedroom. We had to sleep on the couches for the next few nights. Finally, the smell subsided and life could finally go back to normal. At least, That's what I thought. After a few nights of normal sleep, I began to dream that something was pecking and biting at my head and scalp. I'd wake up, slap at the top of my head, then realize nothing was there. I told my girlfriend about it, and she said it hadn't happened to her, and she had no idea. She said I was probably feeling guilty for killing the baby birds and imagining things. I figured she was probably right and decided to forget it. I went on with my days as normal. The next night, however, I awoke to a particularly painful biting sensation on my scalp. I jumped up in bed and yelled out.
Christ! What the fuck was that?
What happened? Are you okay?
My girlfriend cried.
I think I really got bit this time.
You're just imagining it.
She said, turning the bedside lamp on.
See? There's nothing in here but you and I.
I put my fingers to my head where I had felt the bite, and my fingers touched something wet and warm. I brought my hands in front of my eyes to see. It was blood. I showed her my hand with an "I told you so" look on my face.
You probably just bumped your head on the headboard while you were sleeping. Lord knows you've been tossing and turning like a madman lately.
Whatever.
I said.
But I'm not sleeping in this fucking room anymore.
Alright, well, enjoy the couch.
She fired back.
That old thing always makes my back hurt like hell in the morning.
I said goodnight and went downstairs. I lay down and almost immediately fell into a deep and dreamless sleep. The next morning I got up and went into the kitchen for my coffee. My girlfriend was still in bed, but that was nothing unusual as she normally sleeps later than me. I drank my coffee, watched the news, and had a bagel with cream cheese for breakfast. Around 9 a.m. I realized she still wasn't up. She normally got out of bed around 8:30 to get ready for work at 10. If she slept much longer, she'd be late. Irritably, I pried myself off the couch, second coffee in hand, and headed up the stairs.
Hey, sleepy woman. Time to get up. You're going to be late for work.
I called on my way up, but there was no reply. She must have been really out. I got to the top of the stairs, knocked loudly on the door, then immediately began to open it.
Rise and shine.
Dropped my coffee on the floor, shattering the mug, and spilling the hot brown liquid everywhere. There, in the bed, was the dead body of my girlfriend. Her hands were frozen with rigor mortis, in front of her face in a last-ditch defensive posture. Her nose, cheeks, lips, eyes, and throat had all been pecked out and eaten. I called 911 reflexively, even though there was nothing they could do, and I'd likely be the one to take the blame. So, anyways, as I write this, I can hear the sirens coming. I still have no idea what I'm going to tell them when they get here. Maybe...
No, officer, it wasn't me. It was the evil demon ghost birds that live in my walls.
No? I didn't think so either. Well, if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them. I'm sure they're better than mine. Just make sure to type them fast. I don't know if they have the internet in prison. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Do you like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I go.
Vanitas.
How do you like them apples?
Venatos is a premium gaming peripheral brand geared toward developing high-performance products. We're currently working toward creating new, exciting, and unique products not currently found on the market. With quality to match its sleek and beautiful design, I can honestly say that my Venatos mouse is the best that I've ever owned, and I'm looking forward to expanding my collection of Venatos products. Venatos ships internationally with extremely low international shipping costs, and shipping is free to the US and Canada. Your products will arrive quickly and carefully packaged, with most orders arriving within 7 to 10 business days. If you're looking to upgrade your setup in an affordable way without substituting looks, Venatos is an optimal choice, and when you use code PRESSSTARTMOM at checkout, Venatos is offering a 10% discount on your order. You'll be doing Mom a solid, and you'll be doing yourself a solid. Everyone wins. Thank you so much to Venatos for sponsoring this video.
Late nights, been on long flights, stayed on strange time. It's a strange time in my life. I took a drive home to clear my mind.